It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Climbing to the next floor. Them petty niggas tryna extort. They keeping track of me so much they hitting export. The Brahma bullet is rapping equipped with new mechanics. Loot expanding, got the cameras rolling like Dakota Fanning. Fuck no, I be spitting crack and never touch dope. Dough selling his product, I work for Cutco. Took a little break, had to get my chicken straight. Nigga spitting like I'm finna drop a fucking mixtape. Bitch, please, I need all my fees. No apologies, quality mixed with quantity. I'm the hottest breed, Southside ruler. We grew up popping the tuna. Now I'm a connoisseur of a popping out your medulla. The godfather of martyr, much smarter than I put on to y'all. I've been rapping since niggas was using calling cards. Every wish is my command, listing my demands. Need them by the day, get your ass beat with pots and pans. Working like an immigrant, funky like the chicken plant. About to do this tiny dance, I'm dodging all the single fans. People on the gram still talking, I don't give a damn. Dusty niggas stay in your circle, I call them ceiling fans. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well on this Friday evening. Happy Valentine's once again. For those of y'all that may not have tuned into this first video of the day, go back and check that out. We talked about Drake and PND, or just Drake's Give Me a Hug from the PND collab album. We did a review of that, or a reaction video rather. You can check that out if you haven't already. But in this video, we're going to be addressing the official dismissal of the entire case with the essay allegations against not just Jay-Z. We've been covering Jay-Z, and he's been, his legal team has been the one that's been coming out to the public, doing the press conferences, media slideshows. They've been submitting a lot of the paperwork. Jay-Z and his legal team did all the heavy lifting in this case. All Diddy's legal team had to do was show up for a couple of dates in court and submit paperwork. But both Diddy and Jay-Z are being dismissed, right? Now, approximately 2 weeks ago, I came on here and I showed y'all a voluntary dismissal from Jane Doe versus Bad Boy Records LLC or whatever. And I said, this thing is getting voluntarily dismissed. You know what I'm saying? And some people jumped on my head and said, bro, you're spreading misinformation. Jay-Z has not been dismissed. It's just Bad Boy, right? I let it happen. I didn't say nothing back. I didn't fight. I let y'all have it because it's, I'm not a legal professional. So if I made a mistake, hey, it happens. Well, less than 10 days later, the entire thing has been voluntarily dismissed by Jane Doe. We still don't know who Miss Jane Doe is, but we now have paperwork submitted, and we also have Jay-Z and Roc Nation coming out celebrating their victory. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people were wondering why nobody was talking about it in mass media and stuff like that, and people really thought I was capped. But I'm like, yo, y'all got to understand, if they're starting to voluntarily dismiss anybody from this case, they're letting it be known they don't have nothing. Because why would you let anybody off the hook? Now, some people may say, oh, it was just the companies. Maybe these companies weren't connected to the criminal enterprise. Well, if that's the case, then you can expect that Diddy's going to get off in his federal investigation, because the whole thing is, if his companies are not involved, and I don't like Diddy. I'm not going up for Diddy. I'll never respect Diddy. I will never take up for him. That video of him beating up, stomping out, throwing a vase at Cassie is enough for me to bury him alive, right? But if you start removing his companies from the actual paperwork, that takes away the RICO, because you have to be doing organized crime within a enterprise. If you can't have it in an enterprise, your RICO falls off, right? So if they start picking apart and just letting businesses out of the lawsuit, and remember, these are Diddy's businesses. This is supposed to be Diddy's property in which these things took place at. It's supposed to be Diddy's party. But yet all the evidence pointed to Diddy and Jay-Z not being present. It pointed to just a clusterfuck of information that nobody could verify. The girls, well, she's a woman now. The woman's father never was able to attest to any of this happen and never took a drive to New York. He said, I would know that if I took a 5-hour drive to New York. Everybody, well, I won't say everybody, but there was still some people out there that just would not look at the information being presented. They just had some stronghold. Jay-Z needs to go down. He needs to go to jail. The whole thing was, even if he was found guilty, which there was no possibility, he wasn't going to go to jail. But people held on to that. Well, hold on to your pearls. The shit is gone. All right? But it's not over. Because remember, Jay-Z has active lawsuits against Tony Busby in LA. He still has his extortion lawsuit against Tony Busby. Some people were falsely reporting that Jay-Z had dismissed his extortion lawsuit. No, never was. Only thing that Jay-Z had dropped was his request for sanctions, and people took that and ran with it. Well, February 14th, on the day of love, whoo, talk about an entendre. The shit gets completely dropped. Drop. So how y'all like them apples? You know what I'm saying? And for most people, you know what I'm saying? Most people already knew this day was going to come. It was going to happen. But there's some people out there that was literally saying, oh, Jay-Z's going down. He's trying to pay them off, this and that, and. Well, no. So let's get to the paperwork. It's not much. As y'all can see, this was filed today. Filed 2/4/25. Page 1 of 2. Notice of voluntary dismissal pursuant to Rule 41A1A1 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. This is the same rule that was filed before. Okay? Pursuant to Rule 41A1A1, or AI, of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Plaintiff Jane Doe, by and through her undersigned counsel, hereby gives notice that the above caption action is voluntarily dismissed with prejudice. Counsel for plaintiff have been discussed this matter with counsel for each defendant who acknowledged and consent to this submission. So all defendants have been informed, right? And consent to this submission. Jay-Z wasn't even on this filing no more. His name wasn't even on that bitch, Sean Carter. He was on the last one. Once again, this is signed by Curis Law, Antigone Curis. This is the law firm that Tony Busby hired to go over his law firm and represent his client, right? This is Tony Busby law firm. They're in on this. And Ava Law Group, that is the law firm that took on Jane Doe to begin with. They're the ones who Tony Busby blamed for doing a lack of vetting of the client, not properly doing their due diligence, their research, and finding information that would be relevant to the case. So all of these people have failed the system, right? So ordered. Judge Annalisa Torres, only signature that's missing is the judge, which it will be submitted. So folks said I was out here putting out clickbait content. I was just ahead of the curve, baby. I seen what was happening, right? But I'll take it. I ain't never had a problem with being the so-called bad guy because I know I move with good intentions. I never intend to mislead people. But today is the day. Let's get to Jay-Z's statement. So here's our statement from Jay-Z, Sean Carter, via the Rock Nation social media. Today is a victory. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed. This civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I have endured can never be dismissed. All right. So even though the charge or the allegations and the lawsuit have been voluntarily dismissed, what they went through these past few months, because I wouldn't even say 3. It's been 3 publicly, but there was another month, right, when Tony Busby came to the table with a demand letter and put that lawsuit out with a John Doe that people were already, as soon as it was taken in, it was already assumed it was Jay-Z with Diddy. They've been fighting this shit for damn near 6 months. This 1-800 lawyer gets to file a suit hiding behind Jane Doe, and when they quickly realize that the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions. The system has failed. The court must protect victims, of course, while with the same ethical responsibility, the courts must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. Nothing was ever submitted. There was nothing, no photos, no anything. The only photo that was ever produced was of some kind of weird vial. And the question was that vial used that night, or is that just a random picture of a vial? You know what I'm saying? That she was allegedly given some spiked alcohol in, right? So he says, may the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally, right? So he puts out a statement saying, hey, we support all victims, but we also support all those who are falsely accused. All need to be served justice, right? Sean Carter. There was never any evidence that the parties in this lawsuit had ever met, crossed paths in life, right? And all the information that was submitted was basically giving us more context to show that they never had, right? The people she claimed she met at the VMAs weren't there, right? Talking about some, oh, Benji Madden with the Last Supper tattoo. Oh my God, I'm a Christian. You better repent for your motherfucking sins tonight. You better repent for your motherfucking sins for the rest of your life. Cause this ain't gonna go how you want, baby. Miss Christian. Just for what you attempted and actually went through with for the last few months of your life, you will burn. Same goes for Tony 1-800 Busby. So many people have been hitting me in my comments for the last 3-4 months talking about Tony Busby. He's a reputable guy. He's gotten billions of dollars in all of these lawsuits. He's a high profile attorney. He's gonna take this federal. He's gonna get information from Trump about Jay-Z. They're gonna take him down. Be it the only thing coming down is this motherfucking weak ass lawsuit. That's what's coming down. His skirt is coming down. And I'm just sharing my opinion. I'm not here to slander anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, this internet shit, what you say on YouTube will get you hemmed up these days. That's just my opinion. I'm not exerting it as fact. Right? But boy, like, and I told y'all from the jump, as much of a Jay-Z fan as I am, if it was proven without a shadow of a doubt that he had done some shit like this, I would have no longer been a fan. I would have gotten rid of all the music that I've purchased and or added to my playlist and consumed. I would have acted like that nigga never existed. Just keeping it a buck, right? Even with all the influence, all of the other, you know what I'm saying, just the hip hopisms that I've learned from Jay-Z, I would have had to disown that shit, right? But there was nothing that was leading me in that direction. There was never a moment where I was like, what's being presented is compelling enough for me to even consider that. Because it was all just foolishness. You got some 20-year-old friend. You're 13 years old. How the fuck you got a 20-year-old friend who just gonna take your ass on a 5-hour trip without your parents knowing what's going on? And you're disabled. You shouldn't be able to go to the bathroom without your daddy knowing what the fuck going on. If we keeping it a buck at 13, disabled. That's not being funny. That's being real. Like people got to know what's going on. But you was able to go allegedly to New York City from Rochester, and you went from New York City to some strange house. 13 years old. You making more moves in New York City than motherfuckers that live there, grew up there. Then you say, oh, we went to this house that was 20 minutes away. It went from a 20-minute house to now they tried to say, man, the house we were at was out in the fucking East Hamptons. Another 3 hours. So you mean to tell me a 20-minute ride turned into 3 hour, two plus hours with traffic, damn near 3? So you mean to tell me your daddy spent 16 hours on the road to come get you and bring you back, and he don't remember spending 16 hours in a car picking you up from a random gas station? Not to mention you weren't fully clothed. But we rode back home in silence. He never asked me nothing. Y'all rode 8 hours back to your house, and your daddy ain't ask you how you got out the house. Who the fuck was this 20-year-old? Who you been hanging out with? How the fuck did you get to goddamn Radio City to a random house? You out here fraternizing with Benji Madden. You out here fraternizing with random goddamn limo drivers who just up and let you up in their car talking about you just what Diddy's looking for. Yeah, I'm going in today, baby. We going in today. Cause ain't none of that shit ever added up. But some of you motherfuckers out here wasn't all that great at arithmetic. I wasn't either. But I know how to add. You understand what I'm saying? The addition was doing too much subtraction for me to even get down with the get down. Y'all motherfuckers had me hot too, because I'm like, man, I just can't believe some people would even believe this. And there was people out here that was literally going hard, damn near in tears out here, advocating for this fucking case. Fucking disgusting. Acting like they cared about this so-called victim. This wasn't no fucking victim. You don't get your ass out of here. Now I ain't gonna go in on the old girl, because she still has to live with, you know, what she has to live with, and God bless her. But get your ass out of here. Don't you ever show your ass up. You let NBC goddamn shake your ass down. We knew what the fuck it was from NBC. Talking about taking this shit to court. Y'all wanted a trial. Y'all wanted a jury trial. No, the fuck you didn't. NBC shook your ass down immediately. If you can't hold up with goddamn one reporter from NBC, what you gonna do in front of a judge and a jury? Come on, man. Out here playing with the people, wasting resources. I can't wait till that motherfucking lawsuit come to y'all ass for all the fees that Jay-Z and them had to pay for this shit. I can't wait till that motherfucking extortionate lawsuit comes to fruition, where that motherfucker gotta pay back everything that he owes to Jay-Z. And the sad part about it is there's still going to be people that believe this shit was true. They're gonna say, oh, he just paid for this to go away. No, the fuck he didn't, bro. That man refused to pay from the jump. That's why it even became public knowledge. Why would he risk his reputation? And that's the main thing he was fighting for in all of his complaints to the judge. How much reputational harm I'm suffering from every waking day that this shit passes by. Judge wasn't even trying to hear the shit. Stop sending me all this paperwork. Y'all doing too much. Slow that shit down. Okay? Y'all think y'all gonna force my hand. I got a certain, you know what I'm saying? The judge had their own little what nuances of how they wanted the paperwork submitted. Boy, on Love Day, that ain't that ironic. You got a nigga named Love locked up and gets off on Love Day along with Jay-Z. Again, I'm not going up for that other nigga. But it is quite serendipitous, I must say. I ain't gonna spend too much time here. I just had to come back and do a follow-up because the information is out. There was people literally antagonizing me, saying, bro, you out here capping, you out here lying, you a fucked up individual, you're a clickbait channel, you don't be, you a liar and the truth ain't in you. Niggas was on my ass and I ain't even fight back. I ain't even swing back. Y'all know I'll swing back in the comments. I ain't even swing back. I said, hey man, maybe I fucked up, baby. But I knew what was afoot. You know what I'm saying? I smelled defeat in the air. I knew what was afoot. But I said, hey, why fight for it? I'm not signed to Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? But now that it's official, let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. Please like and share this video once and for all so we could get past the fuck shit. And I'm finna follow up pretty soon and give y'all the update on the Emilio Garcia shit with Megan Thee Stallion, because his ass finna be exposed too. Yeah. It's a day of reckoning coming in this motherfucker, man. But again, let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share the video. If this your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. No hard feelings. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace. King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but you run no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. When I catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.